and if you'd like to get in touch with me, please go over to globalunifiedbreathing.com or globalunifiedbreathing@gmail.com and send me a message. Any questions, anything that you'd like to talk about when it comes to breath. So today we're going to practice a little bit of de-stressing, for using the breath to de-stress and, shift that energy when we feel like we're going into any kind of anxiety or panic. And sometimes it can come out of nowhere and we have no idea at what to do, but we're also going deeper into it. So if we remember we can use our breath at this moment, it really will help us to get through these things. Everyone has a little bit of stress in their lives. Some people are all the way into post-traumatic stress, and some are just having anxiety and panic attacks, which are enough to really alter, your life. And also a lot of us are still having problems with sleep and things like that. So it affects many areas of our lives. So I'm just trying to give you all a breathing practice to use. And if you would breathe in the morning when you get up, before you head out or to do your day, and if you can during the middle of the day, just take 10 minutes even. And then at the end of the day, you'd be amazed at the difference, how you feel internally. Everything seems to just kind of come together and slow you down a little. So today I'm going to talk again about a breathing practice. If you recall, when I first started this show, it was called the Mother's Breath, and this is definitely one of my favorite. A lot of people say it's boring, but it's not at all, especially when it comes to using this as a regular practice. It really pays off. And what it is a natural rhythm. And some of us do call it the Mother's Breath, but the rhythm is 7-1-7-1, which means it's based on the cosmic laws of the universe, the laws of octaves. And these were definitely ancient breathing. This particular one comes from ancient breathing that you can see in the hieroglyphics, in the pyramids, where they interpret that symbol and that reading as they were aware in using their breath back then. So the practice entails a count of 7, pausing on the count of 1, then breathing out to the count of 7, and then pausing on the count of 1. The rhythm is the most important thing, not the precise amount of time that it takes to unfold, because each one of us is very different when it comes to being comfortable with our breath. For a while, the rhythm might feel a little difficult. If our breath is not in harmony with the pulse of the universe, then it will feel like we're struggling. And it will take a practice in order for this to come back to our true nature, our true heritage of the breath that we are breathing in. The womb of the moment pulsates at a certain rhythm. And this is understood through the practice of 7-1-7. We mostly presume the breath, and although there are further dimensions to this practice, which I talk about, how just expanding on a multitude of things that I've learned over the years on the different teachers that I've had. And the first step is to watch the breath, is to be aware of our breath, is to bring focus to our breath. And in this, we can start to gather gratefulness. Most of us take breathing for granted until you've been with somebody who's gasping for their last breath. before they leave their body. So it's really important to understand, to be in gratitude of every breath. This breath, the way it circulates through the body, is an amazing blessing, an amazing gift from our Creator. And it heals us, it animates our body, it moves through the impulse, keeps us in rhythm with the universe. Our central nervous system is soothed. It really shows up in our digestive. It also helps us to sleep better. I mean, there's so many things that the breath does, but when it comes to a healing modality, especially when now we're talking about panic attacks, anxieties, post-traumatic stress disorder, it's definitely something that you would want to have as a tool. And we all need to have more spiritual tools in our toolboxes, so to speak, because we never know what's coming down the road. But breath kind of breaks you through when you get used to breathing as a practice. Just like if you're a meditator, morning or evening or in the middle of the day, by doing simple breathing and this breath itself, we can start placing our awareness in the gratitude of the breath itself. And this particular breath is sometimes called the cauldron, which is likened to the cauldron used in alchemy, in which the base metals are transformed and turned into gold. And in this practice, we center the cauldron, our breath, in the solar plexus, and we take our breath in and we breathe into this area. When we breathe in not only consciously, but in a sense, selfishly. By this, I mean we breathe in what we need for necessary transformation to take place. We can breathe in earth energy, magnetic energy. We can breathe in color vibration from the mineral kingdom, the vegetable kingdom, and so on. It is perfectly possible to breathe in from all directions at once into the center point of the solar plexus. This should be a very joyous experience, awakening into the glory of being alive. This is where we feel gratitude abounding within us for our ability to be able to do this so easily and breathe and feel connected to nature and all the kingdoms, which is exactly where we need to place our energy now. Is we need to be aware that that the earth is part of us, and that we need to keep our energy close and grounded with Gaia. So the next step has to do with the out breath. That's the in. We breathe in only to breathe out. What we have taken in on the in breath needs to be given to the waiting world on the out breath. It's a powerful statement. And here, from the out breath, we move out with the intention from the solar plexus to the center of the chest. At the same time, we can visualize our breath radiating out from that center in all directions, manifesting as light. Everyone can do this with their own concepts of love, goodwill towards all of God's creation, from the planet to mankind itself. So the out breath is what we offer. It's our offering. Our heart center is like a lighthouse for all the shipwrecked seekers in the world. Once again, the method of the practice is to breathe in for the count of 7, and all we need is the transformational process of this. On the pause, the 1 count, we raise our attention from the solar plexus into the center of the heart, and we radiate forms of light to the count of 7 before pausing again on the count of 1. Then we repeat this cycle over again. Little by little, hopefully this practice is going to become perfectly normal. I find myself breathing like this when I'm just walking around. And we find that what happens is it really just keeps me in my center, inside myself. And then if I become conscious, which it's also something I think about doing, is where's my breath? How am I breathing? Am I radiating out light? It's not that difficult. It just takes practice. We find that ourselves when we're in the right place and the right time, we're able to be more of service every day of our lives. This is also called the way of love, compassion, and service. When this practice has been mastered, we feel a sense of glorification in the privilege of what I call breathing alive. At last, we can truly know that we are loved, since God is love, and there is no God but God. There is just one source. So we're going to do this breathing now. So spine straight, sit back in your chair. Remember, breathing in on the count of 7, solar plexus. Holding on the count of 1. Breathing out from the center of the chest on the count of 7. Holding on 1. Okay. So if you can, spine straight, sitting up. Listen to my breath. You breathe with me if you can. Okay, breathe out. Breathing in on the count of 7. Hold. Breathing out. Hold. Radiating out from the solar plexus. Breathing in on the count of 7. Hold. Breathing out. Move it up. Hold. Hold. It's the count, lining up with the impulse of the universe. A natural rhythm. It will become natural. Breathing in on the count of 7. Hold on the count of 1. Breathing out. Hold. Breathing in. Hold. Let's breathe through our nose. Feeling your chest rise on the exhale. Nice and easy. Inhaling on the count of 7. Hold. Exhale on the count of 7. Keep going. Seven, 1, 7, 1. On the exhale, visualizing our breath radiating out from us. All concepts of love, light. Just take your time. Stay with the count though. No matter what, stay with the count. This is the one we want to practice for anxiety and panic attacks. Just keep going, beloveds. Keep going. If you want to breathe through your mouth, that's fine. Remember, you will get dry mouth. It's normal. breathing. If you feel lightheaded, it's normal. Try to keep breathing a little bit longer. Keep going. The more you practice 717, the more you will see. Now, if you're going to stop breathing, take another deep breath, really deep breath, really deep breath, deep, deep breath. Hold. Keep holding. Keep holding. Breathe out. Sit back in your chair and close your eyes and just feel how you feel. Everything is kind of slowed down. It starts to feel like you can observe, but you're not attached to any one thing. Observe, just observe. Visualizing the beauty of what our breath, when we are radiating it out, how we sent it out on the exhale from the upper chest, out into the world, to all God's creatures, blessings, sending out that love that is radiating from us, releasing love from us, that pure essence of who we are, out into the universe, out into our world, hitting everything, every element, earth, air, all the elementals, every being walking on the face of the earth, allowing them to feel the love radiating from you, from me. It's that powerful. We're sending goodwill to all God's creatures. So as we come out of breath work, it's important not to be in the mind. And so remember the practice I always talk about is gather all those thoughts, like scoop them up if you have a mind and thoughts and words running through, kind of just, bring them all together and just take them and place them inside the heart. Let everything just stop. Stop and be at peace and allow. If you can practice the mother's breath every day, give it a try. I always tell my clients, we have phones that have timers on them. Set a timer, one for the morning, one in the afternoon, one in the evening. And when that timer goes off, we have affirmation statements we make to ourselves, but we also stop and breathe. And this particular way of breathing has an immense feeling of after a while, we look forward to this, especially if we're running, all kinds of things in our mind and we're not remembering to just slow down. We need to come back to these natural things, these natural abilities that are in us and around us. And especially if you're outside, when you go outside, maybe in the morning to do your breathing, breathe with your eyes open, looking at water or a tree or the sky or the birds. These are the things that bring us into a resonant frequency with all of nature. We need to remember this. This is where we come from. This is our natural course of action. The more we remember, re-remembering the things that we already know. We've just had we've had amnesia, and waking up and utilizing these things to assist us, especially if we have stress, especially if we find ourselves anxiety and panic attacks. These can halt, but you have to make the effort. You have to be the one to say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to practice breathing, and I'm going to utilize this as a tool. We can't just run to someone else to take something, ingest a pill, there's work to be done with underlying currents of anxiety and panic attacks are normally, for most of us, these are suppressed emotions that come in the form of big blocks, like I'm not going to feel that. And whatever it is, I understand. But there's a backup. It clogs us up. It's almost like we become constipated. And so we need to open up the channels, and we need to allow, it's all for us. Healing and feeling that which we said, I'll never do that, I'll never think about that. Why would I want to? Because your life can depend upon it. I know, I've been there. It's an ongoing, beautiful journey that brings you back to the divine self within. These blocks, these clogged up channels of suppressed emotions don't get us. They get us into a mania kind of feeling, a controlling kind of feeling. So please try Mother's Breath every day. I'm sure you'll see results. If you have any questions, go to my website, globalunifiedbreathing.com. Send me a message. Ask me a question. Ask me, come and join me and breathe with me. I do private sessions on Zoom, and they're quite powerful. I've kind of got that down now, and I didn't think it was going to be possible, but actually something came about that made it possible. Till next week,